Ladies, let me explain something to you about men. We are not as complicated as you think we are. We are very simple creatures. We don't respond well to confusion. We don't respond to mixed signals. And we definitely don't respond to a woman who's all over the place with her emotions and words. What men respond to is clarity, straight talk. And when that clarity comes wrapped in confidence, that's when you got him. That's when you can flip the whole game on him without even raising your voice. Now, let's talk about why clarity matters. You ever been in a situation where you send a man a long text and you pouring your heart out? You telling him how you feel, what you expect, what you don't like, what he did wrong, what you want him to fix. And then he responds with one word, "Ok, cool." Or worse, he doesn't even reply at all. And now you're frustrated thinking he doesn't care. But let me tell you the truth. It's not always that he doesn't care. A lot of times, it's that your message got lost in translation. It was too much, too emotional, too scattered. Men don't process like women do. A man wants the headline, not the whole newspaper. Give him the headline, and he'll read the story with his actions. That's where confidence comes in. A confident woman doesn't feel the need to explain herself over and over again. She doesn't write essays in his inbox, trying to prove her worth or convince him to act right. A confident woman knows what she wants, and she says it with strength. It might just be a few words, but those words cut deeper than a 5-paragraph message. A man hears confidence in your tone, in the way you carry yourself, and it makes him pay attention. Because when you're clear and confident, you separate yourself from every other woman in his phone. Think about it. A man might have 10 women texting him. 9 of them are sending emojis, long paragraphs, wide, every hour, begging for his time, begging for his attention. But then there's you. You're different. You don't flood his phone. You don't beg. You don't chase. You send one clear, confident text and you disappear. You don't wait by the phone. You go live your life. Now, which one do you think he's going to chase? The 9 who gave him everything for free, or the one who showed him clarity, confidence, and a little bit of mystery? Men chase value. They chase what they feel might slip away. And here's the thing about clarity. It makes a man comfortable. See, men live in a world of pressure every single day. Work, bills, expectations, responsibilities. We're always under some kind of stress. The last thing a man wants is a relationship that feels like another full-time job. That's why men pull away when things get complicated. But when a woman comes with clarity, when she says what she means and means what she says, he feels like he can breathe around her. He doesn't have to decode your message. He doesn't have to guess what's wrong. He doesn't have to solve a puzzle. You've already given him the answer. And when you pair that with confidence, you create peace for him. And let me tell you, peace is addictive to a man. I'll give you an example. Imagine a man is out with his boys. His phone buzzes. 9 of the women in his contacts are sending him stuff like, "Where are you? Who are you with? Why didn't you call me back? I saw you liked somebody's picture." That's drama. That's pressure. But then your text comes in 5 words. "You looked good today, baby." That's clarity. That's confidence. That's uplifting. He's going to smile. He's going to show his boys. He's going to think about you the rest of the night. And guess what? He's going to make sure he calls you when he leaves because you just did something those other 9 didn't do. You gave him a reason to chase, not a reason to run. See, a confident woman doesn't compete for a man's attention. She commands it. And she commands it by being clear. A man doesn't have to sit around wondering what you want. He doesn't have to play guessing games. You make it known, but you do it in a way that shows you're not desperate. You don't say, "Why don't you ever call me first?" You say, "I like when you call me first." That's clarity with confidence. You're not complaining, you're guiding him. You're teaching him how to love you without sounding like a teacher. And trust me, a man will rise to the occasion when he feels like he's being led with respect instead of being nagged. Now, let me drop some truth on you. A woman's confidence is magnetic. Men are hunters by nature, but no hunter chases what looks weak, desperate, or unsure of itself. A hunter goes after the prize that looks strong, that looks worth the effort. That's what confidence does. It makes you the prize. And when you combine clarity with confidence, you make it easy for him to know what he's chasing and why it's worth it. You're not sending mixed signals. You're not hot one day and cold the next. You're not saying one thing and doing another. You're steady. You're sure. You're clear. That stability is sexy to a man. And don't think confidence means arrogance. It doesn't mean you gotta act like you don't need a man or like you're too good for him. That's not confidence, that's ego. Confidence is softer than that. It's the quiet power of knowing your worth without having to shout it. It's being able to say, this is who I am, this is what I expect, and I'm not afraid to walk away if it's not respected. That's confidence. And that's what makes a man chase you, not because he's scared of losing you, but because he's inspired to keep you. Let me tell you, when a man sees a woman stand on her clarity and confidence, it changes how he approaches her. He doesn't come with games because he knows games won't work. He doesn't come with half effort because he knows she won't accept it. He doesn't drag his feet because he knows she won't wait forever. That clarity and confidence forces him to either step up or step out. And if he steps out, good. He wasn't the one anyway. But if he steps up, now you've got a man who's chasing you the way you deserve. So ladies, understand this. The secret isn't in writing novels over text. It's in mastering the art of being short, sweet, clear, and confident. When you send him something that leaves no room for confusion, when you speak like a woman who knows she's the prize, you light a fire under him. You make him feel like he has to come get you or risk losing something rare. And trust me, no man wants to lose a woman who gives him clarity and confidence. Let me break something down for you that a lot of women miss when it comes to relationships. Men don't want to feel like they're being hunted. We don't want to feel like somebody is chasing us down, begging for our time, blowing up our phone, asking where we are every 5 minutes. That doesn't make a man feel valuable. That makes him feel cornered. And when a man feels cornered, he pulls away. But you flip that around. Make him feel chosen instead of chased, and watch how fast he flips the whole game on you and comes after you with everything he's got. See, men are natural hunters. It's in our DNA. We like to pursue. We like to win. We like to feel like we earned something. If a man feels like he didn't have to put in any effort, he won't respect it. That's just facts. When you're doing all the chasing, all the convincing, all the begging, you're robbing him of the very thing that makes him feel like a man, earning you. And if he doesn't earn you, he won't value you. That's why so many women end up frustrated saying, why won't he commit? Why won't he take me seriously? It's because from the very beginning, he never had to work for it. You gave him the benefits of being your man without him doing the work of becoming your man. Now, making a man feel chosen is different. That's when you let him know, out of all the options I could have, I picked you. That's powerful. That makes a man stand taller. That makes him want to live up to the role you just gave him. But here's the key. You can't make him feel chosen if you're chasing him. Chasing is desperation. Choosing is empowerment. Chasing says, please want me. Choosing says, I could have anybody, but I want you. You see the difference. One comes from weakness. The other comes from strength. And men respond to strength every single time. Imagine this, you're dating a guy and he knows you're into him. But instead of blowing up his phone or begging for his attention, you carry yourself with grace. You let him do the pursuing. You respond when he reaches out. You make yourself available but not desperate. And when you do speak, you make it known that you enjoy his company, that you admire his qualities, that you like being with him. That's choosing. You're giving him reassurance that he's the one you want. But you're not running behind him trying to force it. That's how you strike the balance between making him feel special and keeping your dignity intact. Men don't want to feel like a charity project. We want to feel like the prize. And here's the thing. When you make a man feel chosen, it triggers something deep inside of him. It makes him want to protect you, provide for you, prove himself to you. It makes him say, man, she picked me. I can't let her down. And that's when he starts chasing you. Because now, in his mind, he's got to prove that he's worthy of the spot you gave him. But let's be clear, making him feel chosen doesn't mean you tolerate bad behavior. It doesn't mean you accept crumbs and try to dress it up like a full meal. No. It means when he does show effort, when he does show up for you, when he does do something right, you acknowledge it. You celebrate it. You let him know, I see you. That's powerful for a man. Because while women need love, men need respect and recognition. When you recognize his effort, when you make him feel like the man in your world, that's when he gets hooked. That's when he starts chasing more, because now he knows he's not just some random guy. You chose him, and he doesn't want to lose that place. Let me give you a scenario. Two women texting the same man. One is chasing him. She's texting. Why didn't you call me back? Where are you? Don't you miss me? I saw you online. Why didn't you reply? That's chasing. He's not excited to see those texts. He feels smothered. Now the other woman, she's different. When he texts her, she replies with warmth. When he calls, she answers with joy. And one day she sends him 5 simple words. I'm glad I chose you. Boom, that's it. No begging, no chasing, no pressure. Just clarity and confidence. Do you know what that does to a man? It makes him think, wow, she picked me. I've got to make sure I don't lose her. And now, guess who's doing the chasing? Him. A lot of women confuse chasing with showing interest. Let me clear that up. Showing interest is healthy. It's letting a man know you're attracted to him. You like spending time with him. You appreciate him. That's how you build a bond. Chasing is different. Chasing is when you're doing more work than him, when you're putting in more effort than him, when you're carrying the whole relationship on your back while he coasts. That's what drains you. That's what makes you feel unworthy. That's what keeps you stuck in situations where you're the only one trying. But when you flip that script and make him feel chosen, the energy shifts. You're no longer doing all the work. He is. And here's another truth: men want to feel needed, but not in a desperate way. We want to feel like our presence in your life makes a difference. If you act like you don't need a man at all, like you're better off alone, and he adds nothing, he won't stay, because no man wants to be where he's not needed. But if you swing to the other side and act like you can't live without him, like your whole world falls apart if he doesn't text back, that's too much. The balance is making him feel chosen. I don't need you to survive, but my life is better because you're in it. That's the sweet spot. That's what makes a man lean in. Men love the idea of winning, and when you choose him, he feels like he won. He beat out all the other guys. He got the girl. But here's the secret. When you choose him without chasing, you keep the game alive. Because even though he feels like he won, he also knows he's got to keep earning it. He knows you're the kind of woman who could walk away if he doesn't keep his act together. That's the perfect mix. He feels secure because he's chosen, but he feels motivated because he's not being chased. Ladies, let me tell you this: the moment you stop chasing and start choosing, you change the dynamic forever. You go from being the woman he takes for granted to the woman he thanks God for. You go from being the one trying to prove your worth to the one he's trying to prove himself to. That's how you flip the power. That's how you make a man chase you nonstop. Not by running after him, but by letting him know you chose him. And he better do what it takes to keep that place. Let me tell you one of the biggest truths about men: we don't value what's always available. We don't chase what we know we can have anytime. If something is too easy, too predictable, always sitting there waiting, a man will get lazy with it. It's human nature. Men are wired to go after what feels rare, what feels valuable, what feels like it could slip away if we don't move quick enough. That's why scarcity creates urgency. When a man feels like you're not guaranteed to be there forever, that's when he stops playing around and starts chasing like his life depends on it. See, men are hunters. That's in our DNA. And let me ask you something. What hunter gets excited about a deer that walks right up to his front porch and sits down? That's not a hunt. That's a delivery. No man feels accomplished when the prize throws itself at him. But when it's rare, when it's not easy, when he knows he's got to put in some work, then the chase becomes exciting. The more effort it takes, the more he values the catch. That's how men operate. So if you're always available, always picking up on the first ring, always dropping everything to run to him, you're removing the urgency. He thinks, she ain't going nowhere. I can hit her up whenever I want. And that, ladies, is the beginning of him taking you for granted. Now, when you create a little scarcity, when you show him that you've got a life, that you've got options, that you're not sitting by the phone waiting, that's when his mind changes. He starts thinking, hold up, she might not always be there. I need to step it up. Scarcity doesn't mean you ignore him on purpose or play silly games. It means you respect your time, your energy, and your worth. You're not always available because you've got things to do. You've got goals, you've got friends, you've got family. You've got a life outside of him. And when a man sees that, it triggers urgency inside him. He starts moving quicker because he knows if he doesn't, somebody else will. Think about it like this. Imagine your favorite pair of shoes. If you know they're always in stock, you can go pick them up anytime. You're not rushing. But if you find out they're a limited edition, only a few pairs left, suddenly you're running to the store, pulling out your card, doing whatever it takes to make sure you don't miss out. That's exactly how men treat women. When he thinks you'll always be there, he moves slow. When he realizes you're rare, that you're not waiting around forever, that you're limited edition, he moves fast. Scarcity creates urgency. And don't get it twisted, scarcity isn't about pretending you're busy or playing hard to get. It's about genuinely having a life that doesn't revolve around him. When he calls and you can't answer because you're in a meeting at the gym out with your friends, that's not a game, that's reality. And that reality makes him think, she's not just sitting there waiting for me, she's valuable. I need to make sure I'm in her schedule. That's the urgency talking. Now let me tell you why this works so well on men. Men fear losing more than they value winning. That's a psychological fact. The idea of losing something rare drives a man harder than the idea of gaining something easy. When he feels like you could slip through his fingers, when he feels like another man could step in and take your spot, that's when he goes into overdrive. That's when he starts chasing like crazy, because he doesn't want to lose what he now realizes is valuable. But here's where a lot of women mess it up. They confuse scarcity with neglect. They think, if I ignore him, he'll chase me. No, if you ignore a man completely, he'll just think you're not interested and he'll move on. Scarcity isn't about starving him. It's about feeding him in small doses that leave him hungry for more. You don't cut him off. You just don't overfeed him. You give him enough attention to feel wanted, but not so much that he takes it for granted. That balance is what creates the urgency. Let me give you an example. Say a man texts you and you're genuinely busy. You don't respond right away. A few hours later, you hit him back with warmth, maybe a little flirtation, and you keep it light. What does that do? It makes him realize he's not the center of your universe, but when he does get your attention, it feels good. That combination keeps him chasing. He doesn't get comfortable. He stays on his toes. Now compare that to you responding in 5 seconds every single time, dropping everything just to reply. He's gonna think she's always there. I don't have to work for it. And once he stops working, the chase dies. Scarcity also ties into how you carry yourself in the relationship. If you're constantly available emotionally, financially, physically, spiritually, if you're giving 100% while he's giving 30%, you're not scarce, you're abundant. And abundant things get overlooked. Think about water in the ocean. It's everywhere, so people don't value it. But water in the desert, that's rare. That's life-saving. That's how you've got to treat yourself. You're not the ocean, you're the oasis. He can't just dip in whenever he wants. You've got boundaries. You've got standards. That scarcity is what makes you precious. And let me make this real clear. Scarcity doesn't mean you play with his feelings. It doesn't mean you manipulate him or try to make him jealous on purpose. That's childish. Scarcity means you value yourself so highly that you refuse to let anybody think you're common. You refuse to let anybody think they can mistreat you today and you'll still be there tomorrow. No, ma'am. You create urgency by showing through your actions. If you don't act right, you could lose me. That's powerful. And trust me, the right man, when faced with the possibility of losing you, will chase you with everything he's got. Men chase what they think they can lose. And the chase doesn't stop after he gets you. If you keep your standards, if you keep your life full, if you keep reminding him that you're valuable and not replaceable, that urgency never goes away. He keeps chasing. He keeps showing up. He keeps proving himself. Because in his mind, he knows, if I get lazy, if I take her for granted, she's gone. And that fear of loss keeps him motivated. So, ladies, the point is simple. Don't make yourself too available. Don't hand yourself over like you're a clearance item sitting on the shelf. You're luxury. You're rare. You're not something every man can have. And when you carry yourself like that, when you create just enough scarcity to make him realize your value, you'll see how fast urgency kicks in. And once that urgency is there, you don't have to chase him. He'll chase you nonstop. Let me tell you something. Confidence is one of the most powerful things a woman can have. I don't care how pretty you are. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how many things you can do. If you don't carry yourself with confidence, men are going to treat you like you don't matter. Confidence isn't about being loud, flashy, or demanding attention. Confidence is quiet. Confidence is knowing your worth, walking in it, and not apologizing for it. And when a man sees a woman like that, he can't help but be drawn to her. He can't help but chase her because confidence is magnetic. See, men are wired to respect strength. We respect women who know what they want and aren't afraid to go after it. Confidence shows that you value yourself enough not to settle for anything less than what you deserve. And when a man sees that, he sits up, he takes notice, and he starts paying attention. He thinks, whoa, she's not like the other women. She's got her life together. She knows her worth. I've got to step up. That's how confidence turns a woman from being just another option into being the prize. Now, let me explain what confidence really looks like in action. Confidence isn't arrogance. Confidence isn't acting like you don't care or like you're too good for a man. That's ego. Confidence is calm, composed, steady, and sure of itself. It's knowing that you can survive without him, but you choose to be with him because he adds to your life, not because you need him to complete it. That kind of energy is irresistible. A man feels it. He notices it. He can't ignore it. And when he feels it, he wants to be the one who earns your time, your attention, your love. Confidence also comes through in how you communicate. The way you speak, the way you carry yourself, the way you respond to him. Men notice that. If you respond to text with hesitation or uncertainty, he'll notice. If you constantly apologize for taking up space, he'll notice. But if you respond with warmth, clarity, and assurance, he'll notice. That's why short, confident texts can have more impact than long paragraphs. You're not begging for his attention, you're offering it with strength, and that makes a man chase you. Think about this: a man sees two women. One is constantly worried about what he thinks, always adjusting her behavior to please him, always anxious about whether he likes her. The other is calm, steady, knows her worth, and carries herself with dignity. Which one do you think he's going to be drawn to? The first woman may get attention for a little while, but eventually he'll get tired of the drama. The second woman, she commands respect without saying a word. Men are drawn to that. Men chase that. Men want to be part of a woman's world when she's confident because she makes them feel like they're earning something valuable. Confidence is also about boundaries. A confident woman knows what she will accept and what she won't. She doesn't let a man disrespect her or take her for granted. And here's the thing. When you enforce your boundaries with calm confidence, a man doesn't feel rejected. He feels challenged in the best way possible. He starts thinking, I need to show her she can trust me. I need to show her she made the right choice. That's how confidence inspires pursuit. It makes a man rise to the occasion instead of sliding back into laziness. And confidence is contagious. When a man sees that you're happy, secure, and fulfilled on your own, he wants to be a part of it. He doesn't want to bring you down. He wants to add to your life. A confident woman doesn't beg for attention. She doesn't chase. She doesn't lower her standards. Instead, she walks in her power, and men are naturally drawn to that. They chase because they see value and they want to be part of something rare. Let's talk about appearance for a moment. Confidence isn't just about the way you look. It's about the energy you put out. You can be dressed in the simplest clothes, but if you carry yourself with pride, if you make eye contact, if you speak clearly and stand tall, a man will notice. Confidence is louder than any outfit, any makeup, any accessory. It's the aura you carry, the way you interact with the world, the way you demand respect without having to ask for it. And that is irresistible to a man. Another key part of confidence is self-respect. A confident woman doesn't settle for breadcrumbs. She doesn't put up with disrespect. She doesn't beg for attention. She knows she's worth the full package. And when a man sees that, he wants to be the one who gives it to her. He wants to earn her trust, her love, her attention, because he sees that she's not just anyone. She's rare, she's valuable. And men chase what they can't have easily, what they have to work for, what challenges them in a way that's worth it. Confidence also comes from independence. When a woman has her own life, her own friends, her own goals, her own income, her own passions, she's showing a man that she's not dependent on him for her happiness. And men love that. A man wants to be part of your life, but he doesn't want to feel like he has to be your everything. When he sees that you're thriving on your own, it sparks respect, attraction, and yes, pursuit. He wants to be included in something already amazing, not dragged along into chaos or neediness. And don't think confidence is something you either have or you don't. It's a skill. You can build it every day. Start by valuing yourself, respecting yourself, and walking in that energy. Stop chasing approval. Stop worrying about what he thinks. Speak your mind calmly and firmly. Set boundaries clearly. Show up for yourself first. That's how confidence grows, and that's how you become irresistible. Ladies, the bottom line is this: confidence changes everything. It's the difference between a man seeing you as just another option and seeing you as the one he wants to pursue with everything he's got. It's the difference between being chased casually and being chased nonstop. Confidence is magnetic. Confidence is powerful. Confidence is irresistible. And when you walk in it, you don't just